Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to the North Shore 9 podcast presented by FanDuel. This is the NS9 postgame show powered by Permani Brothers. And of course, I am your host, Anthony DiNardo. With me, we have Jim Rosati. Jim, Pirates get swept in Atlanta. So there's that.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be like a really good day. Woke up this morning, played 18 holes. It was gorgeous. Shot an 87, by the way. We take an 87 every day. Spencer Horwitz, leadoff homer. It was a perfect start to the day.
It was a great start. I mean, Elder's a solid pitcher. He's having a good year this year. The pitching's been pretty strong for the Braves. So, I mean, Spencer Horwitz, that's his fourth, I think, leadoff home run of the year. He's been excellent. I mean, you know how I've touted O'Neill Cruz. I love O'Neill Cruz in leadoff spot, the catalyst I've dubbed him. But man, Spencer Horwitz has just dominated the leadoff role for this team. And like you mentioned, I mean, right away, a 1-0 lead just kind of sets the tone for the ball game. I was with you. I thought, okay, this is a sign. This is an omen. This is a team that's very resilient. And here is them showing up and saying, you know what? We're not going to lay down. We're not going to get swept. We're going to take this game.
Yeah. And I mean, it was looking good until it wasn't, I guess. And you can even say, even when it was looking good, the Pirates did some things to keep the Braves in this game. Like that third inning, when you had bases loaded, nobody out, and you get one run out of it. Like that was an opportunity right there to deliver a blow against this Braves team. And they didn't, right? Nick Gonzalez with a double play. Brian Reynolds strikes out. They had plenty of chances to win this game. Like this one was, I know we'll talk about how like it was another blown save by the bullpen, but this game rests squarely on the shoulders of the offense, in my opinion. Like they just didn't get it done today.
I mean, allowing 3 runs, that's not an indictment of like bad pitching. I mean, giving up 3 runs, especially against the second best offense in baseball. Right. Like, I mean, obviously at the end of the day, you look and say, Bubba Chandler, they had the error, back-to-back walks. I mean, the back-to-back walks is something you don't want to see. And I think it was 8 straight pitches as well, if I'm correct, maybe 9. But back-to-back walks, Sisk comes in, gives up a bases clearing hit, and that was 3 runs right there. I mean, people are going to point to that. That shouldn't take a team out of a game. Like you mentioned, it is on the offense. There were opportunities here today for the offense to come through, and they just really didn't. I mean, at 1.2, it was Spencer Horwitz, the only 2 hits of the game.
Yeah, I think at one point, yeah, like you mentioned, only 2 hits of the game. There were only 8 hits in the entire game today by either team, 5 runs. Like this was a game neither team was really doing a whole lot offensively. But no, you're right. I think there was one stretch there where the Pirates, it was like 15 straight retired if you didn't count the Marcell Ozuna error. Like it was that and then 15 in a row. So yeah, the offense just didn't get it done today. It was frustrating because Bubba Chandler pitched outstanding in his bulk inning role as the follower. I didn't know if the opener was going to work out as well as it has in the past. Mason Montgomery made it look a little iffy there, but he got through the inning with a 0. And Bubba did everything you could ask him to do today. Yeah, the offense just didn't get done. 2 for 11 with runners in scoring position.
Right. 100%. 100%. Just going that. And of course, Michael's back. Thanks for the $10 super, my guy. But he says, look, Don Kelly should have used the hotel. This is the game to do it. Until he shows otherwise, he needed to pitch in a close game. Kelly sucks. Jared Triolo, seriously, get him off my team. I mean, yeah, we're talking about the offense. Jared Triolo was part of that, and he had an opportunity late in the game as well to just drive a ball to tie it at least, and he popped it up to the second baseman. You know, we're going to question the bullpen every time and place it on Don Kelly. The thing is, he can't, like, you're expecting for like perfection. There's lefty, he goes to the lefty with Sisk. Of all the pitchers in the, since the month of May, it's been Dotel and Sisk that have been performing. Again, you got to rely on guys. You have to. And you can make the point that like he should have went to the hotel. Okay, maybe. maybe. But again, like you can't rely on just 2 pitchers for the entire time to have success.
You need
Bubba
more
doesn't give up back-to-back walks. You're not there. Sisk gave him a meatball, and it happened. But like, he has been one of your better performing pitchers. Who else are you really trusting? It's been Dotel and Sisk to this point, and of course Soto.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what. I mean, you look at the 7th inning there, right? Bubba starts the inning. The first ball is a grounder to Callihan, and he makes an error.
Mm-hmm.
Next batter, strikeout. So like, I'm still rolling with Chandler at this point, right?
Yeah.
Then he walks Yastrzemski, and this is like the first time where he's kind of been in trouble all game. I don't know. Like, I'm not pulling him immediately. I have a hard time putting this game on Don Kelly. That's all. Now, Bubba Chandler pitched outstanding. His 2 walks were very poorly timed. Like, his 2 walks followed an error late in the game that made him get chased from the ball game. And you bring in a pitcher who doesn't have as good a stuff as you, hasn't looked as good as you all day, and he gives up a meatball to Michael Harris second. That's what happened today. I wouldn't have managed it much differently. You could have said, hey, you know what? Would you have put Dotel in there instead of Sisk? Sure, but who knows what happens at that point? I don't know. Mm-hmm. I mean, at that point, we're just revisionist history at that point.
I agree.
Like I said, I'm not gonna get nitpicky over handling a pitching staff that gives up 2 earned runs on the game. This was squarely on the offense not getting the job done when they had plenty of chances to do so.
Right. Now, and again, like, this isn't excusing it by any means. They were out with Lau, and they were out with Cruz today, both dealing with their own injuries. However, both will end up being into the game. Lau delivered a very timely hit in the 9th to start things off to potentially come back. And then Cruz pinch ran for him. So, like, I'll say this. They were down 2 guys because of injuries, but the fact that Cruz pinch ran sounds like he might be out a few games because of the hand sliding into home. But it's not going to maybe swing today. That's why he's there pinch run. But Lau coming in today to hit, that was a really good sign. So, again, the offense needed to do more. They didn't. But I'll say this. At least there's a good sigh of relief that not only is the word that Brendan Lau's okay, but he entered the game today and hit and delivered over the hit. So that's good news.
Yeah, really good news to see Lau in there. I was hoping it wasn't going to be too serious, and it doesn't seem like it is since he laced a double today.
Yes. But you're right. And again, it's squirreling offense. But let's talk about this because it was a Bubba Chandler start, and Bubba Chandler has not had a successful season at all by any measure, right? The Toronto game was easily his best start. I remember having that post-game show, and in my talks of it, it was one of those situations where it was like, I think Toronto made him look better. I'm not going to take away from the start. It was a good start. The numbers were fantastic, but it didn't make me think like he was turning a corner. It seemed like there was a lot of the same Bubba there. He just had success. And the next start, it was very much of a Bubba start. Today, they go with the opener. Montgomery opens, and I'll say this, like Carmen Mlodzinski, the opener makes sense. He struggles his 3rd time through the order. Bubba doesn't seem like the guy who it's like the opener would help him out. Now, granted, he's struggling. Maybe this will help him a little bit. Maybe him coming in to the back end of the lineup will maybe start building some confidence, maybe help him get a rhythm. So there's that. It's not as if like equate like this is a guy who needs an opener. But it kind of worked out today, and he looked a lot better. And I do say to this one, unlike Toronto, this was a start that made me feel a little more confident in him. He looked better today, and the results were better as well.
Yeah, it was a weird start. I guess we're calling it a start, but it was a weird appearance in that he kind of just leaned on the fastball. The fastball did the heavy lifting today for Bubba Chandler. He threw 48 of them. It was 55% of his pitches. And you look at just the breakdown of everything. It was the only thing he was consistently throwing for strikes too.
Yes.
As far as like zone percentage goes, 35% of his changeups were in the zone, 38% of his sliders were in the zone, 25% of his sweepers were in the zone. So like he was throwing the off-speed stuff and mixing it in there. He got 3 whiffs on the slider, but like there really wasn't a lot of chasing going on because he wasn't locating any of his breaking stuff. But the fastball was very good today. Like the fastball was good. He was able to locate it. He was able to throw it for strikes, and the Braves really weren't able to hit it all game long. Like he only gave up 1 hit today. So I don't know if this was like the best we've seen Bubba Chandler all year. I don't think it was, just because he didn't really have his full arsenal kind of working today. But I think what this shows you is just how like he's got an outlier fastball. Like it's a really, really good pitch. And when that pitch is on, you don't necessarily need another one to be on. But you know, if he had one other pitch working today, maybe this goes a little bit different. But yeah, that was my takeaway, was just the other stuff wasn't working for him today. But that fastball was so good that the Braves couldn't hit him.
And that's what I mean. We talk about the changeup. I mean, obviously he has secondary stuff. He wasn't one of the best prospects in baseball just simply because of his fastball. Like he does have secondary stuff, and like you mentioned, it wasn't working too much today. But like his bread and butter does seem to be that fastball. And what I want to say here too is, like you mentioned, like he was filling the zone with it, and it wasn't like just the top of the zone either. You know, I mean, he was filling up the strike zone everywhere with the fastball. Like the Braves couldn't just sit on. That's why I said like the Toronto one. It just felt like he was throwing a lot of fastballs, but they were going everywhere and very much at the top of the zone and a lot higher in the zone. They're swinging at and such. And I feel like you don't get away with that too much. Here he was going north and south with it. So again, like he was filling the strike zone with the fastball today. And that's what made me feel a little more comfortable and confident in him, because he was be able to kind of locate that and work with it.
Yeah, like I said, that pitch was working for him really, really well. It was only hit hard twice today. I said he limited hard contact pretty much all game long, and he threw strikes for the most part until he didn't.
Right. So that was kind of worrisome, because honestly, it was a fantastic start. And it's still, I'm not taking away, it was still a good start. I mean, it's a 3.38 ERA. He allowed 3 base runners in 5.1 innings, right? Obviously, one was an error there that the other guy was on for. So it's 2 earned, 3 runs that he gave up in that. But you're talking about, I mean, 5.1 innings, 7 strikeouts, 3 base runners, 2 earned runs. I mean, you'll take that from your starting pitcher. You will absolutely take that from your starting pitcher. So Bubba, I felt today had a good start. You know, it could have been so much better had he not had the back-to-back walks, obviously. But I don't think there's any shame what Bubba did today.
No, he was pretty good. Thanks to Michael again here. He said, yeah, this game was important to win. Dotel's been our best reliever. Day off tomorrow. Use him. Also, this lineup today was horrific. Very sad. Yeah, I mean, it was the best lineup, but I mean, you had Lau banged up. You had Cruz banged up. It's just not going to look good when those are your 2 best hitters right now. So it's not going to look too good when you're sitting those guys. I think it is a little. I mean, Dotel hasn't pitched since what, Sunday?
I believe so.
So like he goes a whole week without pitching, I think. That does suck. He's been pretty good. So you'd like to see him maybe used a little bit more. I think he actually pitched Tuesday against the Astros, maybe.
I could pull up the bullpen breakdown, you know.
But yeah, I don't know. I have a hard time getting upset about the way the pitching staff was handled today. It just this one's on
Tuesday.
This one was on the offense.
I agree. And also just usage. Is there also something in the sense of Dotel starting with a clean inning, just for the fact too? Also, like he is a starting pitcher by nature. Like I'm saying this now off the cusp too. I can't remember a time or whatever, but has he come in during the middle of an inning?
I don't remember Dotel coming in the middle of an inning.
Same.
I don't.
So again, I mean, it just kind of is what it is. But at any rate, to move forward here, yeah, it was definitely on the offense. But at the end of the day, I think this was certainly something that Bubba Chandler can build from. Now, is this now a situation like, is Bubba having an opener maybe going to be more of a thing? Do you think this is something that can and is helping up Bubba? Or was it just like, hey, you know what? Bubba was on it today and it was just he was more effective the opener didn't really truly matter to him.
I mean, the way that the opener is intended to work, everyone should be more effective with it, because at the end of the day, it means you're facing their better hitters less often. Like that's the point of it, right? You're getting on the other side of the top of the order. And so your first batters that you're facing and the ones that you're facing a third time through is the bottom of the order, right? Like Bubba didn't face the top of the order today 3 times. He faced the bottom of the order 3 times. So, yeah, I mean, I think everyone is probably going to be a little bit more effective when used this way. The issue with using the opener is like it's you better put up a 0 in that first inning, and you can't really use that guy later on in the game if you need to. But it's certainly a way to make you more effective. I don't know if it's something that we'll see more of, but the Pirates have used an opener 3 times this year, and all 3 times it's worked out, like in terms of effectiveness for both the opener and the follower.
16.1 innings, 4 earned runs by the bulk guy when an opener has been used this year.
There you go.
So, like,
that's what
I know people
2 ERA ish.
Yeah, I know you. What you say is true. Like, you don't like the opener. You want to see starters go and such, right?
Right.
But it has worked. And for the people that poo on it and hate it, when they've used it, they've gotten the best. Like, they've put that person in a better situation. Bubba has struggled. Carmen has struggled, right? They put him in a better situation and enabled that person to give you more effectiveness than they probably would have. Bubba went 5.1 today. Oftentimes he doesn't get 5 innings. Carmen went 5 and 6 when he was used. Oftentimes he doesn't give you those, right? So, like, it has been effective. Bubba, so far this year, a 6.75 ERA in the first inning. So I maybe I'm looking at this too as like, with Carmen out now into the bullpen, Bubba is really the only guy you're looking at right now that might be, needing to use an opener. Maybe this is something more in the future. I don't know, but he certainly looked at his best today, one of his bests so far this year. And again, it's not a high bar to achieve, but it was certainly one of his more effective starts again, not starts, but appearances of the year.
It was one of his more effective. I don't think it was like his best looking outing though.
Right.
I think the stuff was off today. He wasn't locating his breaking stuff, but he got the job done.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and kick it over to Cody right now, and then we'll come back and talk some more Buccos.
This episode is brought to you by IQ Bar, our exclusive snack hydration sponsor. IQ Bar protein bars, IQ Mix hydration mixes, and IQ Joe mushroom coffees are the delicious, low-sugar, brain and body fuel you need to win your day. The Ultimate Sampler Pack is a great way for you to try all IQ Bar products and flavors. You get 9 IQ bars, 8 IQ Mix sticks, and 4 IQ Joe sticks. All IQ Bar products are clean label certified and entirely free from gluten, dairy, soy, GMOs, and artificial ingredients. With over 20,000 5-star reviews and counting, more people than ever are fueling their lifestyles with IQ Bar's brain and body boosting bars, hydration mixes, and mushroom coffees. The Ultimate Sampler Pack includes all 3. My personal favorites so far have been the almond butter chip and the iced tea lemonade hydration mix. It's just really full of flavor. I love starting my day with it, and I couldn't imagine starting my day with anything else other than IQ Bar products. Right now, IQ Bar is offering our podcast listeners 20% off all IQ Bar products, including the Ultimate Sampler Pack, plus free shipping. To get your 20% off, text MLB to 64,000. That's MLB 64000. Message and data rates may apply. See terms for details.
So yeah, Jim, we've talked about the Horwitz leading off the game with a home run. He had 2 hits today. When you take away that 9th inning, which Brendan Lau and Jake Mangum had to bounce over the pitcher, which is like his MO, his MO hit. We were talking about when he got traded, right? Like, all Jake Mangum does is like hit it in between the shortstop and third baseman, or just like bounce one over the pitcher's head. The patent Jake Mangum happened today in the 9th inning. But like, outside of those 2, it was Andy Rodriguez also getting a hit. Like 3 hits before the 9th inning, and then 4 walks in total. Just nothing from this offense, man. And this is been an offense that's been very strong all year.
I mean, they were pathetic today.
Yeah.
They were absolutely pathetic today. Outside Spencer Horwitz, they were awful. That third inning, I still can't get over. And I think what made me so mad was, like, they had the bases loaded, nobody out, and Nick Gonzalez grounds in a double play. So you trade the 2 outs for a run. I think Matt Capps at the time said, that's a productive at bat. It's like, no, it's not, Matt Capps. It's not a productive at bat. The Pirates' win probability went down by 9% that at bat.
Yeah.
You never won a double play. And so like that was kind of a rally killer right there too. Like that was an inning where you had a chance to put this game away early. And not only did you have that chance, but it was also like the right part of your lineup. Like your number 8 hitter, Jared Triolo, who's quite possibly the worst hitter I've ever seen, DiNardo. He has these stretches where it's just I don't understand how he's this bad, but he walks. Henry Davis, another worst hitter we've ever seen. He somehow gets on base. So like, you've got to take advantage of this situation. Your 2 terrible hitters just somehow got on base. You got to come away with something here. Horwitz with the single, and then you immediately end it with the double play. You get the 1 run in. Brian Reynolds can't bring in a second run. That was, to me, that hurt a lot, because that also set the tone for Bryce Elder the rest of the way. Like Bryce Elder was locked in the rest of the way after that inning.
Yeah. Yeah. And going back to the Caps thing, he kept saying you'll trade it out for a run. It's like, but it wasn't an out. It was 2 outs. He traded 2 outs for the run. And I mean, they got to run. Like, here's the thing. There's been many times that the Pirates have had 3 guys on base with 0 outs, and they found a way to have nobody score, right? So at least we're past those years. We found a way to get 1. But exactly, like the Braves find opportunities. They've been doing it this whole series. Like they're sound. They're good. When the Pirates make mistakes, when the Pirates give them opportunities to score, right, to take advantage of a situation, the Braves have done it this series. The Pirates fell short. 3 on, nobody has an out, right? And you're already up. Like, this is your time to go out there and really do something. And again, they got the 1 run, right? They got a guy across, but you got to find a way to score more, especially because, again, with this team with the margins, like 2 runs, 3 runs probably isn't going to do it, because you're going to the bullpen again at some point. You got to find a way to get runs, to add insurance runs, to keep piling on, doing so. Yeah, the Pirates filling there, that did it in for them, because they're able to get at least more than 1 in that inning, which you could see, them doing. They're maybe still playing right now, at least.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just a rough game offensively. They had that one other chance against Elder with the throwing error by Riley, which I don't know how you commit an error when Marcell Ozuna's running down the first baseline. But Riley figured out a way to do it.
It's like the Sandlot move. You just run from third base and hand it to the first baseman.
He could have done that, yeah. So that was tough. Tyler Callihan didn't come through there. Jake Mangum didn't come through there. Tyler Callihan, I just got done yesterday praising him for not being completely useless. And he was completely useless today. 0 for 2 with runners in scoring position, 0 for 4 overall, made the error. He was, I praised him yesterday. He was god awful today.
He pulled the ball really far and hard in the 8th inning. Foul.
Quite a bit foul.
Yeah. Like, and that's there too. Like, if he doesn't make that error, who knows what happens in that inning as well. I mean, if anything, maybe it's just 2 runs and they're still playing baseball also in the same sense. Yeah, that was a costly error. And again, capitalizing. Austin Riley makes an error. I mean, he's a good defender. 5 errors on the year for him so far. And Marcell Ozuna ends up on second. Like, that's something that doesn't happen. Pirates fail to capitalize on issues, and the Braves were able to capitalize on issues. And yeah, that was like the biggest difference in this game right now. Defense is like this defense sucks.
Well, I feel like the defense has been with like Connor Griffin does a lot for this defense. Like having Connor Griffin at shortstop and then being able to put Gonzalez or Triolo at third really helps mask some things. Once you have to move Triolo and or Gonzalez off of that position, they just aren't as good defensively. And we're seeing that come to light now where the left side of the infield has been a problem the last few games, and they've played a role in some of these games being lost, which sucks. Like they didn't get great news on Connor Griffin today. They said they're going to be a little conservative with it. So he's asymptomatic, but it's not going to be as quick as we thought. So that means we're seeing a lot more Jared Triolo at shortstop. We're going to be seeing a lot more Tyler Callihan. That's what this means. And they're gonna have to be better than this.
Well, I guess I'll say this. Maybe not so much Tyler Callihan, because with again Lau coming back and pitch hitting today, that's going to be short-lived. Him, being out of ball games. And I just want to mention this because again, I don't want to harp on him so much. He's having a very good offensive year. Well, okay, he's having a much better offensive year to his standards that we gave him. But Nick Gonzalez he's hitting 309, 746 OPS. That's much better than I think a lot of us thought he would be doing this year. But the defense has certainly been a problem. We saw it third. And I just want to say this too, like him at second. Can he not catch a ball anymore? I mean, how many times Henry Davis throws it down? Brian Reynolds threw it into Triolo. Triolo turns to throw it into second base, and he just doesn't catch the baseball. He's having issues. And like, I felt like he had those issues last year, just simply catching a baseball. A lot of times with Henry Davis, like stealing the base, he's having those problems. And it just seems like what is up with his defense?
Yeah. I thought he actually like did okay at third base for a while there, but the last week or two, he's been kind of rough. The metrics don't love Nick Gonzalez either. He's at -4 defensive runs saved at third base on the year, -2 outs above average. Second base, he doesn't really have a whole lot of playing time, so there's not a lot there, but he was quite bad there last season, -11 defensive runs saved. So, yeah, defensively, I think, he's just not that great defensively. Offensively, he's having an outstanding year. Went 0 for 4 today, so, today was bad, but I have no complaints with Nick Gonzalez offensively at this point. I have complaints with Nick Gonzalez today offensively. Like he was bad today. I think he was the second lowest win probability added on the team behind Evan Sisk. But I'm not gonna crucify Nick Gonzalez for going 0 for 4, I guess.
Yeah. Well, at any rate, they were swept in Atlanta. They now go on to LA to face the Dodgers. Just put out here, Fangraphs currently right now for the playoffs has them at +154.
You mean FanDuel?
FanDuel, not Fangraphs. We're fans of everything, but FanDuel does have them at +154 for the playoffs right now. Again, like this is still a solid team. I feel they certainly have their warts, and it feels like their warts come out in the worst possible ways. Yeah, that's what we're seeing right now. But I mean, they're going into LA now. I mean, they had a tough stretch with the Braves. Now they're going to LA. Certainly going to be a tough task them as well. By the way, LA is. So I just told you the Pirates odds, right? The Dodgers are -100,000.
To make the playoffs.
Yeah,
they're a good team.
-100,000.
The Braves and the Dodgers are both very good teams.
Yes. Yeah. So there's that. But hey, the Pirates have swept the Dodgers when they were really, really bad. They actually do. It seems that they fare well in LA. But at any rate, anything else left of this game that you want to talk about as well?
Yeah, I just want to give one more shout out to Michael. We missed this one. We weren't really talking about this whenever he sent it in. So, but $2 super chat. Why didn't Kelly pinch hit Cruz for Triolo in the 9th? Triolo, Cruz was already in the game. He had pinch ran for Brandon Lau. Now you could have asked, what was he doing that for? I think I probably would have. I mean, depending on what Brandon Lau's knee was like, maybe saving Cruz for that Triolo at bat would have made more sense, but I'm not entirely sure there.
Well, I feel again like he wasn't playing because of his hand, so I assume he was able to run to enter the game, but he probably wasn't able to enter the game to pinch hit. That's my assumption.
Yeah, maybe.
We
didn't even talk about the 8th and the 9th. Yesterday. The Pirates, again, like in the 8th, left the bases loaded. 9th, had that leadoff double. Like I said, this was just a whole game of just not being able to capitalize on the opportunities that you got. And like I said, they had plenty of them.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okie dokie. Well, shower well, right?
Yeah.
Say that again. We'll be back tomorrow. Bucko Brew, 7 a.m. We'll see you guys then. Of course, look in the description. There's a link to our tailgate, which is just less than a week away. Next Saturday, we'll have our live tailgate. Tickets there. You can buy tickets. Today is officially the last day that the fees aren't added onto the tickets. So the cheapest time you can buy these tickets are today. Tomorrow, they'll add the fees on. But the tickets do come with $10 preloaded value. After the game, we'll all be on the field playing catch. Anything else, Jim?
Yeah, should be a lot of fun. Let's hey, some fun games coming up too. We'll get to see Ohtani face the Pirates at PNC Park. Skeens will get to face the Dodgers and Ohtani at PNC Park. I don't think Skeens and Ohtani line up. But yeah.
When's Ohtani pitching?
Should be some fun games. I think Ohtani is lined up for Wednesday.
Okay.
And
yeah, Skeens is Tuesday.
And Skeens is lined up for Tuesday.
That'd be cool to see.
Former Pirate legend Eric Lauer is pitching Tuesday
for the Dodgers.
Yeah,
and they're minus 100,000 to make the playoffs.
Yeah, Eric Lauer.
Okay.
Of 2024 Indianapolis Indians fame.
Just goes to show. See, every team has these things happen here or there. Even the Dodgers have guys like Eric Lauer pitching for them in 2026.
Yeah, all right, paying $4.5 million.
Yeah. All right, let's get out of here now. We'll see you guys again tomorrow morning, and then, of course, post-game show on Tuesday. So until then, bye-bye. We love you.
See you guys.
All right, that wraps up this episode of North Shore 9. Thanks so much for tuning in, whether you're listening on the podcast or catching us on YouTube. If you enjoyed the show, please give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It really helps us grow. And if you're listening on the podcast, a quick review goes a long way in helping others find the show. Plus, be sure to tell a friend about us. There's always room for more here in the NS9 community. And for those looking to support us a little more, consider joining our Patreon, become an MVP member, and get exclusive perks while helping us continue to bring you more of the Pirates content you love. Thanks again for all your support, and let's go Bucks.